whenever you're ready.
All right, I'll count it off at 3. A 1, a 2, a 3. Randomass Radio, brink of sanity. Randomass Radio, brink of sanity. Brink of sanity and Randomass Radio, the brink of sanity and Randomass Radio. Hey kids, Randomass Radio and Brink of Sanity. My name's John, here tonight with
Jay and Bry. How you doing?
Hi.
Woo!
So that was a much more high quality song than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Well, I've been working on it for a while.
I didn't know you had. I didn't know you had skills.
They're all very, very limited skill. Like I said, I've practiced that for like the last 4 weeks.
So this is the combined Brink of Sanity / Randomass Radio show that John came up with the brilliant name, the Brink of Ass.
Oh, I must have been drinking with that one. Did I come up with that?
Yes.
Brink of Ass. Okay, I like that.
Yeah. So, yes, we're combining forces today to bring you the best of amateur podcasting.
Or the worst of.
Or the worst. Who knows? We'll find out. Stay
How
tuned.
about the middle ground of?
Yeah.
How about the adequate? We're some adequate amateur podcasters.
Download our podcast. It's thoroughly adequate.
Yes, you will be mildly entertained.
Hey, you could get awards for being mildly adequate these days.
That is true. You could get nominated for president.
Yeah.
I think at the debates and everything anyway, everybody gets like a participation ribbon no matter what, right?
That is true, except that one military guy in the Democratic debate. They didn't give him anything.
That one guy that does the thing.
The one guy they didn't let talk, and he was like flipping out about it.
He's a military guy.
Yeah.
We need more of that.
He gets all the pussy he wants. He's a military guy. He doesn't need to win the debate.
Oh, you're fucking right. Military guys, knee deep. Knee fucking deep.
So what do you guys want to start off with? I have some emails and some Facebook questions.
Can I bring up one thing since I haven't done anything with you two fellas for a while?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Have you guys done a show together?
Brian and I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Randomass all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Last time we talked about doing a baseball podcast.
Nice.
Since you hate baseball because you're an American fuck.
All my co-hosts are just going to defect to Randomass Radio and do a massive baseball podcast.
Yes. I already do a football one. I need something for the off season. No, actually, I'm a little jealous. When I was telling everybody who was going to be on here during the pre-show, it was, it's Jason and Brian, but you guys together, you're Jay and Bry.
Yeah.
And I'm just John. I mean, it's not even Jonathan. It's just John.
And there's not even an H.
Yeah, I can't shorten it. I can't go with Ja. So I'm really kind of jealous. So I know we're all at one syllable then,
Well, Jay and Bry are our alter egos.
Yes.
But you both also end with vowel sounds. And I have this actually a soft consonant on the end of mine. And it just doesn't flow for me. Maybe Ja, if I just went with Ja.
This has been our alter ego since like 1996.
What about Joe?
No, fuck Joe. Joe, if you're listening, you fucking know why. Fucking Joe. Are you drinking tonight, Brian?
Yeah, I got a couple beers next to me.
All right. Well, for you kids that are listening, the Randomass Radio half, this is how I usually like to start a show. Now, you guys are free to participate. You both know what this is, right? I've been trying not to explain it every time. They can fucking listen. There. That's a 12-ounce beverage being opened. Bri, would you like to join me in a drink break?
Oh, I just cracked one right before we started.
Well, there you go. You have 12 ounces in front of you.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Real quick. For those of you that don't know, listen more.
The passport! Yodelay, 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 hoo, yodelay, hoo, yodelay, hoo, yodelay, 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 hoo, yodelay, yodelay, hoo. Danke. Abend, Detlef.
I don't think you told Bri what was happening.
Yeah, what the hell was happening?
Oh, you sounded like, I'm down, bro.
Well, he was down, but he had no idea what he was down for.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've just explained it so many millions of times to the two people that listen to our show that I forget.
Well, I guess I should listen to your show then. I'll know what that is.
No, I guess I should have explained it. It's the Randomass drink break because I drink copiously on the show, and at least half the people who do it with me do. I actually have some teetotalers on the show now too. You take a 12-ounce beverage of whatever you want to drink, and you start with it. Usually, a beer is the best way to go. As soon as the yodeling starts, you start to slam that 12-ounce beverage, and as soon as the yodeling is done, you finish it. You don't get points for fucking finishing early. You lose points. It's a style thing. You drink that whole 12-ounce beverage of whatever you have throughout the drink break, put it down, and then hopefully, like I had like 3/4 of the belch come immediately out and not be foamy. Sometimes not even a fifth of the belch comes out. Then it's hell for the next hour. But that's what we do. We play just little drinking games. We also, and if your fans would like to play along tonight, whenever anybody says, fair enough, take a drink.
That's tonight's buzzword?
Yes. Tonight's drink word. What are you drinking tonight, Brian?
Girly Michelob Ultra.
Watching the carbs?
I got to keep this figure somehow.
Got to keep the hourglass figure running at an hour and 50 minutes.
What's that?
So got to keep the hourglass figure running at an hour and 50 minutes.
That's right, yeah. I can't, got to stay at 260. I mean, come on now.
A fit 260.
Not even.
Oh, we used to be so thin. What happened?
I know, right? I wish I could go back to being 6 years old. I was fucking hot as fuck. I really was. I was smoking. I was ripped. And then TV happened. TV and probably a lot of pot during my high school years. You know, just general laziness and malaise.
Yep.
Yeah, life will do that.
I try and tell people I didn't get this figure by being active.
That is true. Okay, so... Oh, I had a battle with... I don't know if you guys know, I had LASIK a couple years ago.
I did know that, yeah.
And if you notice in the chat, I am wearing glasses. And I did not have LASIK very long ago. So I wrote a bad Yelp review. And I didn't know that writing Yelp reviews is the worst possible thing you could do to a company, because I got a phone call from the actual surgeon of the LASIK place, like, trying to get me to change my review and trying to, like, negotiate with me, which I was not expecting at all. So now he wants me to... He called me and talked to me for like 20 minutes, and now he wants to give me like a free consultation or some shit. But I'm just going to Yelp the shit out of everybody now.
Yeah.
You're turning into one of those like fat old ladies that complains about everything to get like free coupons.
Yeah, but it works. Now I see why they do it.
I know.
They pissed me off until I found out why they do it. I mean,
you did that with Sleepies too.
Yeah, and they called me too. See, the thing is, like, I called and I went up to follow-up appointments, and they were basically like, go fuck yourself, and I kept calling, and they're like, no, there's nothing we could do. And then I leave a Yelp review, and all of a sudden they're like begging me to come in and fix stuff.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
Is Sleepy's the name of the place where you guys have purchased your mattresses from?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually called Sleepy's.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a store. Is
that not a...
I don't know. I don't know where you live, but it's a regional store here.
I didn't know it was regional.
It's a chain.
Where do you live, John?
I live in the Midwest. I live out in a cornfield.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah, it's a New England. It's like a New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts.
Oh, well, that's good. At least they can't fuck people in the Midwest like they fuck us.
I submitted my claim 4 weeks ago, and I haven't gotten my denial letter yet.
Oh,
I'm a little annoyed that I haven't.
I got a denial within 48 hours.
I'm waiting for my denial so I can bash him on the internet like you did, so that I could get,
I'm literally about to just buy a new mattress. That's how bad.
My box spring literally is the wood that goes the horizontal is cracked in half.
There's something shady though, because when you call to complain, they send you to like mattress.com, but then when you get like
Mattress Marshalls.
No, Mattress Marshalls is the third company. The mattress comes from mattress.com, even though you order through Sleepy's, and then when you file a claim, it goes through Mattress Marshalls. It's like so many degrees of separation. No, you can't like blame it on anybody.
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't know, he did it. Was me.
So, like, mattress marshals would be the mediating police for people with mattresses?
Yeah, they're like the warranty, like assholes that are just finding. They're like the lawyer that is like, oh, no, you spilled water on your mattress. Void the warranty.
I told part of this story last week.
You slept on it. You just fucked it all up.
Basically, for your mattress to get replaced, it has to visibly sink 1.5 inches. It doesn't matter if you're like, if you weigh more than 5 pounds and the thing fucking sinks 8 inches. If it's not visibly sinking with no weight on it, they don't honor the warranty.
You have to have Homer Simpson mattress.
Yeah. So what they do is they send you a self-testing kit because they no longer go test it themselves. And the self-testing kit is
a string with two rings on the end.
Yes. It's a string.
With rings. You're going to have to describe that. I have no clue where any of this is from.
It's a string with like a washer on each end. And so you do the math. Even if your mattress is sinking, a loose string is going to curve down into the dip anyway.
And they give you that little piece of plastic or the little piece of paper. Like if you go to a restaurant and you sit down at the table and there's that little like almost triangle piece of paper that tells you like the wine specials or like the dessert or some stupid advertisement. They give you that and it has a ruler on it, right? Did you get that too, Jay?
Yeah, well, that's how you measure the string. Yeah. It goes up against the ruler.
That thing doesn't stay flat on the mattress.
No, it doesn't.
Like you put that where the dip is, and it doesn't go into the dip because it's flat.
Well, I put a weight into the measuring thing, and I hung coats on each end of the string. I was like MacGyvering that shit.
I'd hang myself on each side of the string.
I wanted to afterwards when they said no anyway.
Yeah, because a mattress isn't cheap. What'd you put down for yours?
$2,500.
Sleepy's did fuck you. Wow.
Not only that, they wanted pictures of the box spring and the frame. So I'm just fucking Saturday night. I'm just moving mattresses and box springs and frames. I'm like pouring sweat just trying to do all this shit. And then there's like, nope, fuck yourself.
And you have to take like 14 different pictures with it. And one of them is you have to put the string the long way of your mattress. Well, the string's not even long enough to cover the mattress.
Yeah, basically you just lay a string down on your mattress. Yeah. So it's like, great. How about that? So I think they just do that to see if you'll actually do it. And then they giggle and say, oh, my God, he actually did it.
Yeah.
So that's our life. That's fun.
I'm still sleeping on the first king-size mattress my wife and I ever got, and I think it's going on 15 years now. See,
I hear so many stories like that. I've had my mattress less than 2 years, and I can't even sleep on my side anymore. It sinks so much, like, my back fucking kills me if I sleep on my side. So
my mattress is 3 years old.
My girlfriend's sleeping in the living room, and I'm sleeping on her side. And but I within a month, I'm sure her side will be all fucked up too.
My mattress looks like in Return of the Jedi after Han Solo came out of the frozen carbonite. The frozen carbonite. That's what my mattress looks like.
Nice. So don't go to sleepies.
I feel your pain there. I've never had a problem with a mattress. I have had a problem. I have not slept properly since I was like probably 12 or 13 years old. Average maybe 4 or 5 hours a night. I have no problem with sleep, but I'm awake a couple hours later, and then it's just a fucking toss fest the rest of the night. And not me masturbating trying to get back to sleep, but just toss and turn. I guess I should have said a toss and turn fest, not a toss fest. I think my biggest problem, it's fucking pillow. I have yet to find a fucking pillow that keeps me asleep. I don't think it's the mattress. I feel good on the mat, but the fucking pillow halfway through at the beginning of the night, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I love you, pillow. And then once I start waking up, that pillow doesn't get comfortable in any way, shape, or form. It folds my ear the wrong way, or it's pushing my fucking eyebrow down into my eye socket. It just fucking, I can't find a good pillow.
Try adding an apnea machine to that equation.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'd rather the Lord just took me in my sleep.
Brian and I are doing that right now.
Yeah.
Sleep apnea?
I stopped wearing it. I stopped wearing my mask hoping the Lord would take me in my sleep, but not yet.
Well, I'm sure if your girlfriends and or wives are anything like mine, they probably appreciate you doing that, because I know if I drink, the first time my wife actually recorded me snoring like that, I thought it was fake when she played it back. I thought it was completely unreal. And then the stopping of the breathing and all of that. And I'm like, ooh, wow, yeah, that doesn't sound healthy. No wonder my uvula feels like it's stuck to the back of my throat today.
Yeah, but there's nothing sexier than rolling over with a mask on your face. Girls love that shit.
Oh, yeah. Nothing turns a girl on more than a guy in a mask. Like a ski mask. No, folks. We're combined here. I'm not going to do any of my stupid shit. I'm not going to go down the rape joke road there because rape's not funny.
It's not like we're a highbrow show.
You know what is funny? What's funny is the way Sleepy's is raping Brian J. I mean, you are getting raped, right? Sleepy's has got the fucking ski mask on and is telling you to just quit fucking struggling because it turns them on even more.
Well, their solution was that I could buy another mattress from them.
At a discount?
Yeah. But still, it's like...
Discount? How deep a discount? You paid $2,500. Are they going to let you get a new one for $500? That's not bad.
They told me they'd sell it to me at cost, but like at this point, I think I'm just going to... they said manufacturer's discount. At this point, I'd rather just go somewhere else.
Well, maybe not buy your next mattress from a chain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the one we bought, I don't know, it was a Sealy dealer. It's a Sealy Posturepedic king size, if that means anything to anybody. It was just through I can't even remember the name of the store because it's not like a catchy chain. It's probably not even there anymore. If you're not a chain, how long does a mattress store really stay open? Do you know of any that are like venerable? Like we've been here for fucking 115 years.
I don't know. I feel like
stuff with straw.
I haven't had anybody say they got a mattress at like Macy's and complain.
Does Macy's sell mattresses?
Yeah.
Why isn't there a big fucking mattress balloon then in the parade?
They're missing out on an opportunity there.
And how great would that mattress be to fucking sleep on? Because somebody would get to have that the whole rest of the year except for parade time.
It'd probably still be less than what I paid for mine.
Fair enough.
Kevin, we got an email from Kevin. This is for all of us. I want to know if you guys have seen a movie as a kid that you didn't completely understand until years later, and you were like, what the fuck? My example of a movie like that is Ace Ventura.
Pretty much every movie I saw as a kid.
Yeah. My example of a movie is Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. When they caught Lois Einhorn, they revealed she had something hiding in her underwear, and everyone was throwing up. The first thing that went through my mind when I saw this was, oh shit, her self, all right, that was gross, but whatever. Keep in mind I was still in elementary school. It wasn't until I was in middle school I learned she was hiding her sausage between her legs. How the fuck is this a family movie? Anyways, do you guys have any examples?
That's not a family movie.
No, somebody lied to you.
Yeah, that's not a family movie at all. That's like an R-rated comedy movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not just because they did a Saturday morning cartoon that was fucking horrible afterwards. Doesn't mean it was a family movie.
I saw this family movie, Knocked Up. It's about raising a baby.
Yeah, I saw this family movie, Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, they said, go away, Satan, you're bad.
Yes, rejecting the devil. Rejecting the devil. I had one that I saw at a very young age, and this is actually a sad story. There's nothing really funny about it. Mommy and Daddy used to fight when I was young, so Mommy would leave with us and go to the town theater in Chillicothe, 8 miles away, because they were dollar fucking movies at the time, and take us in there just to get away from my drunk dad. And one time she took us, and I think I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, to The Shining. And I sat in the theater and watched on the big screen. I watched the fucking Shining. And it freaked me the fuck out. It didn't ruin, me being scared of the dark. I was already scared of the dark. So this was just like, oh, here's some more shit to fucking freak out about and not be able to sleep over. But yeah, it was years and years of watching The Shining because it holds a fucking attraction for me now. I watch it like 3 times a year now. I love the fucking movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you watched that documentary, like breaking down every scene about it?
No, but I've read a lot on it because, like I said, it's fucking burned into my psyche.
Yeah,
it's fucking totally burned in there, and I love it.
I forgot what it's called.
Well, I've heard all kinds of all the little things about it.
It's on. I think it was on Netflix. I don't know if you have Netflix. Room 217 or something like that.
Yeah. Room 237. My favorite.
Yeah, whatever.
I ever heard about it was that the director did not want to have Shelley Duvall as Wendy. Wanted Jessica Lange, and so did Nicholson. They wanted Jessica Lange. They didn't want ugly ass. And I'm sorry, Shelley Duvall, but you're not an attractive woman. You're a great actress. You're not attractive. I'm sorry. I can say that. I'm 1/16 not attractive also. Okay. that's I can be not attractive with you. But no, he wanted to get the best out of her that he could, and he wanted her character to seem so helpless and fucking wide-eyed and just freaked out all the time. He had the whole cast and crew and everybody. He treated her like total dog shit, and nobody was allowed to give her any kind of pity or
I read about that like 2 days ago. I was reading that somewhere about that.
Yeah, that's how he got that out of her.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just a dick.
Was that a Cracked article?
What?
I feel like I read that on Cracked.
I read that like within the last week. I read something of like that same thing. I don't know where.
Yeah, there was tons of shit that I didn't get. A few years later, at the age of 12, I read the book, so I understood that the movie was my first experience actually of becoming that guy that's like, well, it wasn't anything like the book. It fucking sucks. All the book. It took a while for my whole brain and everything and me to truly understand The Shining and appreciate it for what it is. Mainly it was, and I guess here, folks, I'm just going to lay it all out there for you. Mainly it was being in high school and being really, really high and watching and drinking a couple beers with buddies and watching the scene where he sits in there and talks with Lloyd the bartender. And that just struck such a chord with me at the time because I never understood it. But I was just at the time starting to really get into learning to be an alcoholic at that young age. And it started to make perfect sense.
But the movie did not.
Long before I understood white man's burden, Lloyd.
The movie did not do a good job in explaining that he had an alcoholic past.
No, it didn't. He didn't chew the aspirin. He didn't do all of the Stephen King-y shit. But I watched the remake with the fucking Wings remake, basically, and it blew. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like there's a lot of stuff that's hard to follow in the movie because they left really key important points out.
And there was mention of it, but it didn't. It kind of glossed over the.
Yeah,
whole
the first third of the book is all about him as a recovering alcoholic with violent tendencies. So when he snaps, it actually makes sense. And in the movie, it's just he's normal, and then he starts trying to kill his family. Like, well, where the hell did that come from?
Do you know that I've scoured the internet and I cannot find a full-size black velvet print like the Angela Davis titty one that was above Scatman Crothers' bed in Florida?
I have no idea what that sentence just meant.
Yeah.
When Scatman Crothers he's in Florida. That's where he goes when he's not cooking at the Overlook.
Yeah.
And Danny sends out there's horrible things, pictures to it and everything.
Yeah.
In the room that he's in where he's sleeping, there's a picture above the bed in a frame, and it's a black velvet painting, and it's this black woman on her knees, naked, with a big fucking giant fro and big old titties sticking out. Painting, and I've looked for it everywhere. I can't find it. I think you could probably Google black velvet Scatman shining titty painting into images, and it would pop up.
All right.
Yeah. What about you, Brian? What do you understand now that you didn't understand?
This whole time I've been trying to think of a movie that I've seen that I don't understand. There's movies that I will see when I'm younger and then watch it again, and all of a sudden I'll get a bunch of jokes that I didn't get, but I can't really think of any examples off the top of my head. But just every now and then I'll watch a movie that I've seen 100 times and just be like, oh shit, I get that.
Yeah. I get jokes.
Yeah.
Every
time I watch Airplane, I pick up on a new joke. I'm just like, how have I never seen that one yet?
I'm 44 right now. I was 38 years old 6 years ago. I was driving to work, and it dawned on me why they call it a 69. In all that time, I never knew. I just knew what it was.
There you go. That's mine. The first time I saw Bill and Ted, I had no idea what that meant. I thought it was just their favorite number.
Now, see, I knew what a 69 was. I knew what the act was, but I didn't realize that's why it was called a 69. I just thought they just picked a fucking number and made it that, and I never questioned it. And I'm driving to work one day, and I'm like, the 6 and the... Oh, fuck, really? Wow. And I don't know where it came from. It wasn't like I was sitting there thinking about it real hard or anything, but it just popped in my head like, hey, stupid, here's something you haven't realized in a long time.
Well, I was 11 when Bill and Ted came out, so I had no idea what they were talking about.
But you saw it at the theater, right?
No, I saw it like right when it came out on video. So maybe it was 1 year later. So I was like 12. Still didn't know what a 69 was.
Well, you do now, though.
Yeah, I found out last week, and I was like, "Oh, that's what they were talking about."
Yeah. Are you a fan?
Yeah, I think it's underrated.
I just Googled it right now to figure out what it was.
Well, hopefully you were on Save Search or...
I feel like my life has not had enough 69 in it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I feel like I could use a little more of that.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's a win-win. A 69 is a win-win.
Yeah, exactly. It's two things I like doing. So
yeah, there you go. You're giving and receiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's why do one and then the other when you can do both at the same time?
Yeah, and then you can get on with the rest of the fucking day. All right, our shit's done here. Let's now I can start doing everything else.
Exactly. Now we can make pancakes.
Yes. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Not a fan of pancakes?
No.
Got to be in the mood for pancakes.
Yeah, there you go. I'll eat them every once in a while, but yeah, my dickhead dad that I always talk about, Shriner, Mason, all that shit, and it was always pancake and sausage fucking breakfast every weekend and shit like that. Or and it wasn't the cool kind like, hey, I get to go and eat. It's like, no, you're gonna come and you're gonna do dishes and help out and all that shit. And it just fucking sucked. Fuck pancakes. Fuck pancakes. Fuck The Shining, and just fuck all this. I'm out.
Thank you and good night.
That's how it happened. Can I tell that story real quick? It's not a funny story, but how I actually, for the first time ever, doing a show that a lot of people will consider offensive, actually offended somebody on the show enough to where they fucking abruptly...
I've been dying to hear this story, yes.
It's ridiculous, though. It's a ridiculous story. It's not even funny. I wish it was a great story. I thought about maybe doing an embellished version, but not. Ryan Simpson does the Randomass Entertainment segment with us. He actually went to ISU, which is a college here in Illinois. He went to ISU. He spent $30,000 studying theater arts, and all of that. Went full bore. He was a stage actor and everything for about 10 years. And during that time, he was doing a movie review blog, which had a real loyal following. And he finally decided, well, enough of the trodden on the boards and everything. I'm just going to go and start doing a podcast. His buddy convinced him, hey, why don't you start doing that? So now he does this, and he's got a sweet deal set up with like the theater in the area where he lives, the main theater and stuff. He gets to come in a week before, movies drop. And it's a big production where he comes in and reviews them and does his podcast live from there and all that shit. It's howsimpseesit.com, folks, if you'd like to check any of those out. It was Ryan Simpson, and he knows his shit. We like to say on the show, all the rest of us can only give you our 2 cents worth on your entertainment, but Ryan can give you $30,000 worth. Okay? Very serious guy about what he does, but also very funny, a beer drinker, a sports fan, all-around good guy. And we'd been doing the segment for about, I think it was 7 weeks. And the day after we do those segments, we do the Randomass football segment, which is talking about the NFL. And it's me and a woman named Marina Hardy. She's in her. You know what? I'm not going to say her age just in case I get it wrong.
60s.
She's over 30.
She's probably in her 60s. All right, go on.
She loves football. I love football, but neither one of us are, it's not ESPN. If you're wanting to listen to a football podcast or listen to guys who have all the up to the minute stats and all of that shit, talk football, go to ESPN because they do what you fucking want. Don't listen to our shit. You'll just be pissed.
So it's the equivalent of our NBA podcast.
Yes. And he was not prepared for that. And the week before he came on, Marina, notorious for being late, just like forgot all about it. Just completely forgot about it. And I had no idea. So we did like an hour. A pre-show went on for an hour, and I was going to get my daughter to come in and I'm like, well, we're going to get somebody to make Marina's picks because we do our live picks every week. So you can't skip a week of picks. That just throws everything the fuck off. So I was like, well, I'll get my daughter to do it. My wife's like, she's at the library. And I'm like, oh, bless her little heart, but we'll fucking be home. Or at least that's where she told us all she was. So I went and got my oldest boy. And I said, hey, I want you, he's 24. I want you to be my co-host, and we're going to call you Marino. And you are going to be a 63-year-old transgender that identifies as female. You're going to do that character. We'll do the setup. We'll get we'll get your voice dialed in and shit. And then once you start doing that, I don't want you to break character. He's like, well, like what? Like what transgender? I'm like, pretend like you're a transgender Martha Stewart. So that's what he did. He picks teams based on what their mascot is, i.e., the Buccaneers may be fierce because they are pirates with swords and cannons on the field, but the Falcons will always beat them because they have the power of flight. Okay, that type of shit.
There was an episode of Perfect Strangers where Balky picked all the teams based on what their names could do in real life, and he kept winning the poll, and everyone hated him.
Yeah, that was where I've worked someplace where it was women would pick which fucking colors they liked best from the uniforms and always win.
I hate to jump in here, but what is this story about?
This is how I offended somebody.
This was the longest setup of all time.
Yes.
I
have always prided myself on the fact that as fucking offensive and shit as we can be, one of the running bits on the show, like right now, is, and this figures into it, is I am 1/16 of everything. I have not reached 16, but I've been keeping track of them. I'm 1/16 faggot, so I can say faggot because I'm 1/16 faggot. I'm 1/16 Down syndrome. Retard is our word. It's not your word. I was born this way. You weren't. I'm also, I guess, after tonight, I'm 1/16 Shelley Duvall unattractive. So I use that, and I use that a lot during the football segment. So then Ryan, I thought I had told him all of this, and evidently I hadn't. He comes in equipped with stats and everything else, thinking we were going to do this very professional, very ESPN-y football podcast with a little beer drinking involved. And it wasn't anything like what he thought. It was Marino talking about her trifold pumpkin patch, which is a reason why she loves football, but she can't watch.
Is that a euphemism or is that literal?
No, she has a trifold pumpkin patch. She tends
checking here.
During the summer and fall, she tends a pumpkin patch outside her home. She also wears on her vest a little patch to cover a hole in her vest that's shaped like a pumpkin, and there's the pumpkin patch that's in her heart.
Is that what the trifold is?
That is the trifold.
Okay.
That's her shit, not mine. Like I said, so we start getting into it, and I had no idea because Ryan, being the consummate professional that he is, never really let on that he was incredibly uncomfortable from the get-go because he thought that Marino was real, that I actually had some 63-year-old transgender that identifies as female fucking ridiculous person on, and that we were both teaming up on him and fucking attacking him. And it was just Marino being Marino talking about football in a ridiculous way, and it was me trash talking and being the drunk, offensive person that I am. And halfway through, we got to the point where he brought up how the Broncos' defense was probably going to be a big problem for the Packers, and I had been talking about how on the show we call Andy Dalton Down syndrome howdy doody, and I can say that because I'm 1/16 Down syndrome and all that shit.
As a Bengals fan, I take offense to that.
Hey, he's got the super Down syndrome strength in that arm. I wouldn't bitch.
He doesn't have much strength.
But evidently, when he started talking about that, I was like, oh, well, it seems like somebody else here is 1/16 Down syndrome too. And he said, well, on that note, I'm fucking out of here. And boom, he was gone. And I was like, wow, did he actually just leave angrily? Is he mad? And, of course, my son, still being Marino, was like, well, perhaps he realized what a train wreck this is and just got off early. But no, I went to break and I texted him. And, yeah, he was fucking furious. He thought it was all a setup, and he just kept referring to Marino as it or whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. And I'm like, dude, that's my 24-year-old son. I thought I had told you all this. There's not actually some trans. No, we don't do the ESPN shit. So yeah, it's not even a funny story. It was completely
gay people or like
not ready for I guess Marino and me.
Did you just accidentally out him as a homophobe and he got mad about that?
Well, he would be a trans. No. He was more upset. I don't want to give away our whole because like I said, I have people on the show. I've always been nothing but courteous. I don't ever want to piss somebody off or jump their back. because they're actually helping me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm being helped, so I'd never fuck you over or give you a hard time. But there were certain things that we were hitting on that also personally offended him, and he thought that somehow we knew or had found out, and we're just like the Down syndrome thing.
I'm
so
not going to confused.
Go real far into yeah. It was just somebody who was not ready. Somebody who was very un-Brian-like, really. Brian can take anything.
I haven't been paying attention, but I'm very confused. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have been paying attention, and it was still very confusing.
So you had your son on playing a character, but who got mad?
The fella that was on thinking that we were doing real football talk.
Oh, there was a third person on. All right.
Oh, I at least got that far, Brian.
Oh, see, I haven't been paying attention. I told you.
Well, see, there you go.
I'm drinking, and I have a short attention span, so.
Not a good combo.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm used to Mark.
It wasn't a big funny story or anything else. It was just that evidently my oldest son, whereas he does not have the skill of being able to get a job or move out of the house, does have the skill of portraying a 60-year-old transgender that identifies as female incredibly well.
Well, maybe he has a future career as a voice actor.
No, because his voice is horrible. Oh. It's shitty. And he can't.
In my defense, I'm used to being with Mark. I just tune him out when he starts talking, so don't take it personally.
Yeah. I do too.
Well, on that note, I'm fucking out of here.
You want to do some more emails?
Sure.
All right. We the brink of sanity gmail.com. Here's an idea. This is from Lorenzo. Here's an idea. You guys should do the world's first 24-hour podcast. From the moment you wake up till the moment Jay's head hits the pillow, jerking off to Porzingis highlights, and Mark's head hits the pillow watching random black dudes bang his wife. Sorry, I don't normally say stuff like that. It's just when a guy writes in each week with the Mark's. We got a lot of questions about Mark's wife and a black eye for some reason. I don't get it. Anyway, that's pretty much
that could be fun to do on like a weekend if we just like hooked our did it over like FaceTime or something or Skype, but we just like walked around with like headphones on and we're just talking to each other all day. That could be kind of fun.
I would absolutely do that. I've seen shows do that where they set like an amount, say like $50, and every time they get $50, they go another hour.
Yeah.
And I've seen podcasts do that and go, you know, one guy I think went like 28 hours and said, all right, I don't even care if you give me more donations. I'm going to bed. I would be willing to do that.
I was hoping last week because I was in Phoenix and I had like 5 hours to kill at the airport when I got there, and I was like, I hope Jay asked me to do a podcast because I could do it from the airport.
Oh, I purposely did not ask you because I thought you were busy in Phoenix. We actually didn't do a show last week.
It did actually not work out because of the time change. I wasn't thinking. I got to the airport at 8 o'clock Phoenix time, which was 10 o'clock here, and I figured you guys would have been done by then anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I did. The thought occurred to me. I was like, I should see if Jay wants to do a podcast because I had all my shit with me, like my iPad and my headphones. And then I'm like, wait a minute. It's 8 o'clock here. It's going to be 10 o'clock there. They're probably done, so never mind.
I would absolutely do a marathon show if it was worth our while. Just throwing that out there, people. And
don't beat around the bush. Tell them what would make it worth your while.
You see, the show I listened to was asking for $100 an hour. I would do that for much less.
Or even
yourself.
Or even a better idea, Jay, would be like if I came down for like the weekend and we like got up like Saturday morning, like at 10 o'clock or whatever, and like just like went out and like we're on the train and or you know walking around and shit, just recording the whole thing could be interesting.
Ooh, yeah, I would definitely be down for that.
You know, like a if there was something going on.
Yeah, I mean, or just us like just bar crawling all day or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely be down for that.
That could be fun.
All right, so let's throw that out there. I mean, I would.
We'll need donations for the bar tab.
Yes, we would definitely need donations. I would say $50 an hour would cover it. That would cover our bar tabs. We don't need to like get rich off of this, but we are going to be drinking if we're going to stay up 24 hours.
Yeah.
I would actually just use the initial investment and get some meth. Do a meth show.
There you go.
I could have used some meth last weekend because I had to be up for 3 days in Phoenix.
Meth marathon.
Yeah.
So you went to what? Tool and who else?
It was called the Monster Mash. It was a 2-day festival. It was actually supposed to be 3 days, but I was only going to 2 anyway. The first night was Tool, Primus, Coheed and Cambria, who I didn't see, and then 2 other bands I never heard of. And then the next day was Ghost, this band called Ghost, then Deftones, Pussifer, Rob Zombie, and Linkin Park. And it was at this park in Tempe, like right on this river. I guess it's a man-made river because there's no water in Arizona. But it was like outside, and it was beautiful. It was like right downtown Tempe, and it was just such an awesome like place to see a show. Except that the night that Tool played, there was like 15,000 people too many because the park, it was like Woodstock, Jay. It was just like packed in. You could not move. There were so many people there.
That first day sounds awesome. That second day is a little rough.
Yeah, I mean, I only stayed. It worked out good for me because the bands I wanted to see were the first three. So I left when the Deftones ended at 6 o'clock, and then I went to the airport. I didn't stay for Linkin Park and Rob Zombie, but the Tool and the Primus, it was awesome. It was so good.
I mean, I saw Tool with you like 12 years ago, and it was probably the second best concert I've ever seen in my life.
It was their first show in a long time. They have nothing going on. There's a lot of talk about how Maynard hates the band, but they came out. They played the first song they played was their cover of No Quarter by Zeppelin, and they were dressed like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that cover.
It's a good. It's pretty. I mean, I don't even really know the original song, but just like they came out and they started, teasing like the first few notes, and everybody's like, "There's no fucking way they're gonna play that song because they never play that." And then they went into it, and then the lights came on, and you could see like the guitar player had like the double guitar, like and like they were all dressed like with mullets and like mustaches and shit, and it's like, holy shit, they're dressed like Led Zeppelin.
That's cool.
But and then they played some stuff they don't normally play, which is good.
Are you guys a Perfect Circle fans?
I am.
I am not.
No? I really enjoy the Perfect Circle.
I just got the 3 Pussifer albums, but I haven't listened to them yet.
Which ones did you get?
Don't they only have 3?
They've got,
like, don't they have 3 like proper studio albums?
Yeah, there's Viva Vagina, there's Conditions of My Parole, there's the new one, Money Shot. Then they have like a bunch of like remix stuff.
Those are the 3 I have.
Yeah, they're good. It's like electronic, kind of like almost like Massive Attack-y kind of. If you like them, kind of, you listen to it. Next thing you know, you're moving your head to it, and you're kind of like, oh, this is kind of catchy. It's kind of cool, and it's not too serious. Like some of the lyrics are just like, you're like, what the fuck is he saying? It's not bad.
I was gonna listen to it last night, and instead I ended up watching The Human Centipede Part 3. Very disappointing.
I didn't see the first 2, so I don't know if I could go see them.
First one I liked, actually.
Oh.
You're not immersed in the mythos yet, Brian?
No.
Yeah. It was just the third one made absolutely no sense.
Well, after the first 2, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, what new ground is there to break after you've done the whole ass sewed together shit?
He grabbed a guy's balls and castrated him, and then asked he's like the head of a jail. So nobody, the thing that made no sense is this guy's doing shit to all these prisoners, and nobody like says, hey, like this is really fucked up. Like he grabs a guy.
Isn't it in the South though?
Yeah, but he grabs a guy, castrates him, laughs, rubs the blood all over his face, and then hands the guy, some other guy, his testicles and says, cook that for me for lunch. And instead of saying, like, that's pretty fucked up, they say, like, when do you want your lunch? And then they, like, actually cook it and give it to him. Like, it makes no sense.
Well, it made no sense that he didn't. I would have said I'd want some testicle gravy with that. I mean, if you're going to fry them up for my lunch and everything, you can at least, make a little pan gravy, a little simple pan gravy afterwards.
Well, he had some greens with it.
Oh, well, that's not bad then. At least he was eating healthy. A little protein, a little greens.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay, I've got to ask you my usual podcast question. I hate to break up this conversation, but are we getting any farther in Justified?
I'm on episode 9 of season 1.
Yeah, and
it's getting better.
I told you. You got to stick with it.
Mark is on season 5 already.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he blew right through it.
Yeah.
John, do you watch that, Justified?
No, I don't. I've had people recommend it to me. The only thing that I've jumped into recently, and I'm waiting around on one, is, three things. Game of Thrones, binge watched that finally. Wanted to see what all the hype was. Okay, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun. Sherlock, which blew my mind. I'm a huge nerd. I was a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. Finally, there was a show that actually did justice to the stories because I'm that dickhead too. And recently, the newest season of American Horror Story, which I did not realize was so fucking pornographic. I forgot. FX. Hey, they had Sons of Anarchy, so I guess, yeah, you can show people pretty much fucking on
I haven't
there.
watched any of those 3 shows.
I'm on episode 3 of American Horror Story. I don't know. Jury's still out on this season.
Yeah, my wife calls it vampire porn. It's the first one we've watched, and I've been told that it's much more graphic than any of the other seasons were. But
This show is very hit or miss. Like, I liked season 1 and 3. I hated 2 and 4. Based on that trend, this season should be good, but we'll see.
yeah, it's not bad though. I mean, it's got Kathy Bates in it. You can't go wrong with Kathy Bates.
The cool thing about it is that every season is a separate story, and even if they have the same people, the actors, they're playing different people. So they could kill the entire cast every season, which is cool. It's not like, Walking Dead where like pretty much everyone's going to make it out. This show, they could kill the main character like halfway through. So I kind of like that. Let's see. I got a couple more emails we could do. Unless you guys got something else you're really dying to do.
We're waiting for you to fill the space, Jay.
We love emails.
Ralph writes, curious as to why you guys started your podcast since you get no money from it. Maybe if you get a large audience, you can sell advertising space. Was it to launch careers as comedians?
Shut up, Ralph.
Wouldn't it have been easier to just participate in an amateur night at a comedy club?
Ralph, why don't you shut up?
Yeah, fuck off,
Don't
Ralph.
listen anymore,
Oh,
Ralph.
shit.
Fuck you.
Fuck Ralph. Hey, there's something finally we all can agree on. Fuck Ralph. Ralph doesn't. Ralph, don't listen anymore.
Ralph, you're not contributing. You're part of the problem.
Do an amateur night at a fucking really? You know how fucking horrible that's got to be.
I'm actually debating doing that.
I have to leave my house to do that. Why would I want to do that?
You have to wear pants to do that.
Actually, the whole reason we started this originally, Andy and I, when we did it, was because we talked about doing that in an amateur night and always loving stand-up comedy, wanting to try that. And then I saw this whole podcasting thing, and I'm like, ooh, here's a way to do it. And you don't have to get up in front of a bunch of people who are really drunk, and be face-to-face with them. But I'd still like to try it. But no, it's you podcast because, yeah, one day you would like to make money off of it, but this is addictive. This is an escape right here. This is an escape from everything. You put the headphones on, you start talking into the microphone. It's just you and the microphone and whoever might be fucking listening. All the rest of the world doesn't really matter at that time. Sorry if that's not funny, but that's kind of the reason we do it for no money. But also, something you might have forgot, Ralph, is we do take fucking donations. So the no money part's kind of stupid on your part. All right? We do it for money. Send us some.
You send money, we'll try harder and be funnier.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm only going to be, if I'm making fucking $5 a week off of this, you're only going to get $5 worth of fucking funny.
Well, I'm making -50, so maybe that's why it's not funny at all.
Yeah, there you go, man. It's people like Ralph. That's what I said at the beginning. Listeners are horrible. It's people like fucking Ralph. Ralph, it's not your fault, Ralph. You're just a kid. I'm assuming, named Ralph. Because there's lots of kids named Ralph still.
Ralph's older than both of us.
I'm thinking he's probably like maybe 10 or 11. You've got the worst parents in the world, Ralph, letting you listen to these shows. They're not for kids. Get your mom's credit card, Ralph. Send us that number.
That's it.
PayPal.
Ralph's the kind of guy that wouldn't even come out if we went to an amateur night at a comedy club.
No, because his mom wouldn't let him. Because Ralph still lives at home with his mom.
He would say, upload it so I can watch it on YouTube when my mom's not home.
Yeah. She says I use too much bandwidth. Mom's just a bandwidth bitch here at the house.
Upload it into 5-minute segments because my mom won't let me use too much bandwidth.
Goodness. That struck a funny bone. Me, Jay. My funny bone got struck.
I mean, I know it'll take you an extra like 3.5 hours to do that, but do me a solid.
Yeah. Yeah, I can start doing that.
Austin writes, do you think this world will make alien contact in our lifetime?
No.
It already has.
Well, why does everybody think everything's going to happen in our lifetime?
Because we're all scared to fuck of death. We're scared to death. Every stupid thing that we come up with as human beings is because we're scared of dying.
I'm not scared of dying.
I am. I'm terrified.
Yeah,
I'm scared of dying naked. I've decided that's my new fear. I don't want to be like naked, like I got up in the night and like fell down the stairs and they're gonna find me like 3 days later. And
who cares about after the fact? You're gonna be naked at one point anyway after you die.
That's true.
They're all gonna sit there and eat fucking Doritos around the fucking table at the morgue and giggle at you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, don't they like strip you down and play dress up and everything anyway?
And fuck you.
Well, they take all your organs out too, so.
Yeah, and they fuck you. Every corpse gets fucked. I'll guarantee you that.
Skull fucked.
Just whatever fucked. Whatever. I mean, you.
Hey, I'll take whatever action I can get at this point.
Yeah. Be the most action I've gotten in a while.
Wouldn't take any effort on my part, so.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's the fear of death. It's the fear of not existing. Afterwards, I don't give a fuck. And the naked part, who cares? Who cares naked? I want people to see it. Look at it. Fucking look at it. Don't turn your head away. Don't look right at it. If I ever lost a limb, if I lost my leg, I don't want a fucking prosthetic limb that I can cover up and walk on naturally. I want a fucking pirate peg. And I'm going to fucking cover it up. You're going to look at it. I'm going to fucking, when I walk into a room, it's going to be clunk, clunk, clunk. Look at my fucking peg leg. I lost my leg. And I'll be naked too. So they'll be able to fully view it. Naked on my peg leg. Is that good enough for you, Austin? Aliens?
You got a good memory. I already forgot who wrote that question.
No, I was trying. I had something there. Maybe it had something to do with naked peg leg aliens. But we already have. They altered our DNA. Didn't you know that? Aliens crashed and fucked monkeys. And now there's us.
Scott writes, if you had to lose one of your senses to gain a superpower, which sense would you lose and what power would you like to gain? Hashtag Team J.
I would like to lose my vision to get X-ray vision. Does that count?
It would have to be selective X-ray vision, though, right? I always wondered about that. Is how do you control it to where, like, I'm just looking through this instead of you're just, like, looking through everything.
Just see everything, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I want to see boobs, not bones. Boobs, not bones, man.
Yeah, that's true. How do you differentiate? Because I don't want to see everybody's skeleton.
I'd rather have like MRI vision instead of X-ray.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah,
that should be a thing too. He's the greatest diagnostician. Is that a word? Is it diagnostician? Diagnostician?
Technician. I think it's just.
No, you'd be diagnosing. So he's the greatest MRI-estician that ever walked the planet. He's the man with the MRI eyes.
Smell is definitely the sense you'd lose, right?
I would think so.
No.
No.
Taste.
You would give up taste before smell?
I mean, either one. I could take either one. If I got rid of taste, I could eat all the shit I don't like.
That is true. That'd probably be a lot healthier.
Yeah, I mean, I could eat onions, peppers, and fucking chili.
Celery and beets.
Yeah. I could drink piss. I don't fucking care.
You can win a lot of bets then.
Yeah.
You're not going to eat that shit.
Yeah.
Of course I'll eat that shit for $1,000.
Yeah.
That's almost a superpower.
Yeah. I give up either of those. They're connected anyway. Take them both. Give me 2 superpowers.
The lamest X-Man had the most, had the best, like, real-life superpower. He instantly knew every single language there was. So that could make you really rich. You'd be the lamest hero ever. But that would be the best practical use.
That's like a couple $100 in Rosetta Stone. That's not even a superpower.
Yeah.
He also died.
Day like
that.
The first day. Like, I'll save you. I speak Finnish.
Give me 4 weeks and I could have that superpower if I have nothing else to do.
Well, I mean, their first big fight, he died, so he wasn't the best X-Men.
Oh.
Harry writes.
Harry.
That's about Mark's wife.
Is everybody who writes into this show 50-something years old? We have Harry and Ralph and Austin.
There's some interesting names. Black Friday is coming up, and I also like Jay.
Can we call it that?
I'm 1/16th black.
African American Friday.
Yeah. You know what? That's on my list too. So okay, cool. We can call it black. We can call it all kinds of different Friday now, since we're all 1/16th black.
N-word Friday is coming up, and I also like Jay bought an Xbox One recently, Forza Edition for racing, and now Best Buy is offering a $50 gift card and a free game of your choice, which is another $60. So I'm mad. Anyway, I'll return my Xbox and rebuy it. Did Jay take the hit, or will he do the same? I already opened mine.
Jay will take the hit.
Yeah, I already opened mine, so I got screwed yet again. Every time I buy anything more than like $20, I get screwed. You can pretty much just.
Did you buy your Xbox from Sleepy's?
No. It's I must be on some list. Just the fuck Jay list.
Oh, he's on to us.
Opinions on vegans, and do you guys eat meat?
Fuck vegans. Fuck them. Fuck you vegans. Fuck off and die. Is that clear enough? Gather up all of the vegans, put them on a train, and send them to a fucking camp, a vegan camp. And I know I don't want to gas them in the shower. All right, we're not going that far, but I'll make them eat meat.
My friend was vegan. He got so sick, the doctor told him he had to eat meat.
Yes, it's ridiculous. Why? What the fuck? Fucking save me, please. Jesus in heaven, save me from Christians and fucking hippies. Because that's where all the vegan bullshits all stem from. That it's so ridiculous. I want to regulate what you eat because I have a problem with where my food comes from. Fuck you, starve and die. Fucking vegan piece of shit.
Fuck you, starve and die is a great band name.
I don't know. It's Christian rock band.
Guess what? Jesus, vegans, Jesus did a miracle with fish. So at best, he was a vegetarian.
Pescatorian.
Very good. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Who threw that one out? I didn't catch the voice.
Me. Jay. I argued with my friend for about 12 years because she's always like, I'm a vegetarian. I'm just going to have shrimp tonight. I'm like, you're fucking not a vegetarian, asshole.
Yeah. What part of the veg don't you understand?
Yeah. Oh, which vegetable is shrimp? Stupid. Anyway.
How cool would it be if shrimp were a vegetable and it just grew like that?
Shrimp
like
trees?
On a tree.
Yeah.
Like a shrimp tree.
If I had a shrimp tree, I'd be outside more often.
Mm.
Yeah. Are you guys shellfish eaters? Where I live, I
like shrimp, yeah.
I live where there's no oceans nearby. So people kind of hit and miss with the seafood around here. Seafood around here is like catfish and walleye fried up on Fridays.
Well, it's funny you say that because it's this weird like myth. Like I live in Connecticut, and so like we go to the shore and there's a bunch of like seafood places down there, and everyone's like, we got to go to this place Lenny and Joe's. It's famous for whatever, and everybody goes there in the summer, and you go in there and you get shrimp or you get scallops. And you're like, oh, I'm sitting at the shore and I'm eating seafood. Well, this fucking seafood didn't come from the water that's 5 feet away from here. Like, it's this weird myth that, like, oh, we're at the shore, we're eating seafood, it must come from here. But it doesn't. I mean, you could get seafood anywhere.
Yeah,
just because we're by the water doesn't mean, like, somebody's out there fishing for it.
Yeah, like, I'm in Manhattan. Do you think we're really eating that radioactive fucking black water fish that's right there?
Well, you guys don't eat anything you would catch out of the Hudson?
Jesus, it's got to be poisonous.
Oh my God, this tastes so much like condom.
The water's literally black.
Three-eyed fish, three-eyed Simpson fish marinated in condom.
See, I did not do what John did because John apparently has his beers within reach.
If anybody is watching my feed on Ustream, if you turn around behind you underneath the evil soulless sock monkey, I've turned my body. You can see my stash. I have my stash of beer behind me. I keep myself ready. I'm a podcast day prepper.
Yes, I need to grab a beer. So Can you guys hold down the fort for about 30 seconds?
If you
Sure.
make a promise, Jay, when you come back, I'm going to slip away and urinate because I have a bladder the size of a thimble. And
Shit. Then I guess I'm the third one to piss. Then when both of you guys, when both of you girls, when both of you ladies come back, I'd like to take a piss too.
Yeah, I was actually going to say I was grabbing a beer and do a stealth piss. But,
a stealth piss.
yeah.
No, Brian and I will be happy to sit here and just kind of squirm around in our chairs waiting for you
Jay,
to
why
get
don't
done.
you read us a question before you scamper off to the ladies' room?
There you go. Harry writes, are you gay if you like trannies? I mean, it's the illusion of a woman, but they still have a penis. Go.
If you're of the understanding that there's still a penis there, yes, you're gay. Not that there's anything wrong with 1/16
What if it's a surprise? I don't know.
Well, if it's a surprise and you're like, whoa, that's a dick, but I'm still super aroused. Well, guess what? You just found out. You're gay.
Aren't you only gay if the tranny fucks you?
Ooh, see, now that's the whole prison question there. It's like,
yeah, I mean, like
you're the one
if I'm going out with a guy with tits and it's like, you're not fucking me. I don't know. That's a tricky one. That's a gray area, I guess.
No, I know that's not a great. If you're a dude, fucking a dude. Now, if it's a tranny who's had the penis turned inside out, you're still fucking a penis. You're fucking inside out. Two dicks are touching. That's gay.
That's yeah. I guess it is.
Yeah. Who said that?
There's anything wrong with that.
Jay didn't get
probably one in Austin or Cameron or some shit like that.
Probably, I don't know. From what probably somebody named Fred or George. You guys have the old Ralph. Who the fuck is named Ralph still? I don't know.
Yeah, Jay writes the questions and he puts them under assumed names.
Ralph, he wasn't even trying. Was he just watching TV and that fucking happened to flash across there? Like Wreck-It Ralph. Oh, Ralph. Yeah, there's a good one. I like this one. Ralph, that's a listener. See? I bet Jay right now is going to be so happy when he comes back through here and listens to this and sees and hears and appreciates how we've held down the fort.
Jay's not really peeing. He's on another computer typing up more questions.
Ah, yes, exactly. Coming up with old people names for it. Opal and Betty are going to have some questions pretty soon.
Did you guys even answer the question? You're just making fun of everyone's name.
It's gay. If a dude's fucking a dude, it's gay.
Okay.
All right, who sent that question, Jay?
Harry.
Hey, see?
It wasn't Sally. I know that.
I'm going pee.
All right. Harry writes another question. I know people think Trump is crazy, but I'm starting to like the guy. I think he has my vote. Opinions on him?
We've been over the Trump thing 100 times, haven't we?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, he's... On a side note, did you see Larry David on fucking... He was born to play Barry Sanders. Fucking Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, it's one of the most perfect impressions I think I've ever seen.
Pretty much, yeah. It's almost as perfect as that chick that I hate who did Sarah Palin.
Oh, Tina Fey?
Yeah.
So what do you think of people protesting Trump being on Saturday Night Live?
I didn't even know he was on last night, so I didn't know people were protesting. I saw your Facebook post today about it. Give me a rundown on what the deal was.
Basically, he said stuff about minorities before. So people are protesting him going on Saturday Night Live because since he's a racist, he shouldn't be on any TV show ever.
There's plenty of racists on TV.
I just found it interesting that they were using their First Amendment rights to protest to try and deny him his First Amendment rights.
Well, most protests are done in irony. I mean, there's so many things done in irony that people don't understand these days.
I'm pretty sure none of them understood what they were doing.
Yeah, it'll make you silly if you try to think about all the stupid things people do that are,
But like none of you guys get this, do you? You don't understand?
No. Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was kind of ridiculous.
The whole Trump thing, it's just a fucking sideshow. He's just trying.
If you don't like him on Saturday Night Live, don't watch Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Nobody watches Saturday Night Live anyway. The only reason anybody would even watch it is because he was on.
Highest ratings in 3 years.
Like I said, I posted on Facebook a couple months ago when they announced the first three people were what? Amy Schumer, Tracy Morgan, and Miley Cyrus. those would be torture films. Yeah, it's the only way I would watch that.
Yeah, seriously.
It's tied to a chair, and it was like, a Clockwork Orange into my face.
Yeah, those are 3 people I want to never see again, ever.
Yeah. I don't understand it. Oh.
Hey. Miley Cyrus is a fucking national treasure.
I was just about to go off on a rant on women. I saw something today that really pissed me off. You know how they're making the female Ghostbusters, which is going to be a big, huge piece of shit?
Yeah.
Well, you know what else they're going to... It's all women now?
Wait, let me try and guess. If it's all women, that means it has to be a group to begin with.
Yep. Not a classic, but something that was pretty decent.
The A-Team?
Nope.
Mission Impossible.
John, you want to take a guess?
Hogan's Heroes?
No. Another guess?
Mission Impossible?
No.
That had men and women. That's
but
nominated.
Figured it'd be a bunch of broads and then one guy.
This one's gonna make steam come out of your head. Not even because it's anything like it was a movie, and it was an okay movie, but when you hear it, you're just gonna be like, "What the fuck? Like, this is getting ridiculous."
I can't think of it.
Ocean's 11.
Yeah, you know what? Guess what?
They want to make. I read somewhere that they're gonna make an Ocean's 11, and it's gonna be all women.
That's horseshit. Can I slip one thing in here? And it's going to sound horribly racist, but from everything I've read, everybody thinks you're the racist, Bry, so I can just throw them out when I want. And
no, everyone thinks Mark is the racist.
We've all agreed. I'm 1/16 black. This pisses me off for the same reason doing a black remake or just changing a character to fucking black for no reason other than it's like, well, we've got a black guy in here now.
So Annie?
Yeah. Why
Annie or the Caddyshack remake?
Yeah, at least they had the common decency. They remade The Wizard of Oz with black people, and they called it The fucking Wiz.
Yeah.
They didn't say, it's The Wizard of Oz, and then you go in and you're like, what the fuck is this? No, it's not. No, they call it The Wiz.
Yeah.
I'm wanting Judy Garland, not, whoever. I don't care. My big thing is, I'm afraid of the abortion that the Ghostbusters movie is going to be. Even though the actresses in that, there's some very funny women in that. It's going to be horrible. For the same reason,
wait, are there 4 new actresses I don't know about in that movie? Because the 4 I saw are like the 4 least funny people on the planet.
Oh, maybe I've missed. Name them for me real quick.
The fat chick. I don't remember who they were, but one of them was the fat chick.
Oh, go with description then. Go with description because, okay, I know who you're talking about.
I don't remember.
Isn't it Jenny
McCarthy?
McCarthy?
What is the fat chick? Mike and Molly, the fat chick from Mike and Molly, and then I don't know, 3 other bitches I don't like.
Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, she's not.
Kristen Wiig is funny.
So annoying. Ugh.
I think she's funny.
The
fat chick can get tiresome. I agree.
I think Kristen Wiig is kind of funny. The fat chick, no. And then there's 2 chicks I never heard of. So,
is Maya Rudolph in this?
I'm sure she'll make an appearance and do her diva voice.
I think Maya Rudolph is funny, just not all the time.
My turn to pee.
You know what's funny when Maya Rudolph does her diva voice? Oh wait, that's all she does ever for her entire career.
Exactly. That's Maya Rudolph does a horrible Oprah. Not a good Oprah. Who are the other? Now, see, I want to look this up, but as you know, Jay, I am incapable of carrying an end of the conversation and also trying to do something other than that. So
I could read another question.
Great. Who's this one from? Is this going to be from Emmett?
This is Harry's last question.
Oh, it's another Harry question.
Yes. You guys should do the Run the Gamut challenge. The reaction video are going viral and are awesome when genuine.
What's the Run the Gamut challenge?
It's like short, really disturbing videos, and you can't get to the next one until you fully watch the first one.
Oh, I'm so fucking desensitized. You can show me anything. Yeah. You know what my reaction would be? Can we stop this for a minute so I can go pee and grab another beer? There's my reaction. Sorry, Harry. That
probably wouldn't go viral.
No, it wouldn't. It would just be like if anybody was watching right now on ustream.tv/channel/Randomass Radio at the live stream, the same face that I'm making now, I'd pretty much be making no matter what I'm watching. I haven't watched anything that really made me uncomfortable or squirmy. Oh, God. I couldn't tell you when. That actually really fucking bothered me. It's just like, I've seen all of it now. That's why old people and people who get older folks, that's why they seem so shitty, because they've seen everything.
Yeah.
Seen everything, and then they got to put up with a bunch of motherfuckers just seeing it for the first time, being all weird about it and going, "You're an idiot. Live longer. You'll understand."
We're talking about people that don't know how to react to life.
Just people who reaction videos. I have not seen anything. And there's a good question. Is there something you guys have seen that has made you just truly uncomfortable, like you're watching and you're like, oh?
Yes.
Because, I mean, what does Harry want? Is Harry wanting, like, just an episode of fucking ridiculousness?
Yeah, I think he wants a video of us, like, squirming and...
Oh, did I miss a question?
Yeah, he wanted us to do the Run the Gamut challenge, which is, like, a bunch of disturbing videos back to back to back.
Who decides what disturbing is?
Well, why do I want to do that? If there's something I don't want to see, I'm not going to see it.
Because we can go viral, Bri. We could be viral.
Ooh.
We could be internet sensations. According to fucking Harry.
That's what life's all about now. Nobody wants to get laid anymore. Everybody wants to be on the internet.
Oh my! It used to be everybody.
When I was 18 to 23, 99.9% of everything I did was to get laid, and it didn't work anyway. And now everything is like, oh, I'm going to post this. People are going to watch me. I'm going to be famous. Fuck you.
Brian and I are the only two people that could go to Cancun for a week, and what was the total count? I made out once, and you got a black eye from a chick.
No, that was in Panama City when I got the black eye.
Oh, that was in Panama City? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not very good at it.
Just your first mistake is maybe you boys should not travel to South America looking for pussy.
No, that was actually Florida. Brian was right.
Oh, yeah, no, it's Panama City, Florida. Yeah. No, Cancun, we didn't go on spring break, Jay. Remember that was the free trip?
Whoa. Can we say Cancun?
Yeah, you can't say coon can.
Whoa. I kind of like that, though. Coon can. I'm glad to really be part of this degeneration right here. I just you're right though. If I was in my 20s, I wouldn't do a podcast. If I was, I wouldn't be doing the podcast begging for fucking donations. I'd be trying to get fucking laid.
No, you wouldn't be doing a podcast. You'd be doing like, hey, watch me on my skateboard try to jump over this thing 700 times until you finally did it, and then
you'd
you
be
put it up
making
there.
like Vine and Snapchat videos, trying to have one of those go viral.
You'd be like, hey, look, I'm standing on the deck of my house, and I'm going to bounce this basketball off my roof and then off a tree and into the basketball hoop. And I'm going to do this 80 times today until it goes in, and then I'm going to post it.
And then I'm going to tell you, because I'm trying to get laid, that I really like all those I Has Cupcake videos, too.
Either that or I'm going to walk up to my friend and punch him in the face and call it a prank. Because nobody knows what a prank is anymore.
That's funny shit, though.
Yeah.
Unless he punched him in the dick, that's the only funnier thing. You give him a good dick punch, ain't nothing funnier than that. Good old fucking dick punching.
Does anybody know what a prank is?
Jay, if we were 20 now and all this was going on, we'd videotape us walking up to like a hot girl calling her fat.
Oh, yeah. We probably would go viral now. The shit we did back then for free was like way funnier than what's going viral now.
It really is. It really is a lot funnier than like 90% of comedy today.
Oh, I agree.
The
extroverted things that I did back then, though, still, I was trying to get laid.
Yeah.
You know, we would just literally walk up to a hot girl and be like, you're fat and ugly.
We used to drive by a group of girls and or not even drive by, just walk by, just anytime, and actually stop. Hey, and say it in a very nice voice. Which one of you girls is going to blow us now? And you know what they do if you're driving by in a car? You couldn't do it today, probably, but we would do it all the time, and it would be like, well, who is that? And then the whole group of them would come up to the fucking car.
No, me. No,
yeah, I would like to say it resulted in mass blowjobs and fucking total porn fantasy, but no, it never did. But there was a couple, still, in all honesty, it never worked to get a blowjob. But still, a couple makeout sessions, a couple little hookups here and there, eventually leading possibly to oral. But now you see, if I drove around in a car now and fucking leaned out the window and was like, hey, which one of you is going to give me a blowjob first? It wouldn't end well. So that's why I podcast.
Right.
That's why we sit here. That's why we sit here, Ralph. I haven't forgotten you.
Yeah, Jay, I remember that weekend when Will came to visit at school. Me and him were in the basement at a party, just standing in the doorway. Every girl that walked in, we were just like, fuck you, just middle finger right in her face. And by the end of the night, there was like 10 girls around us talking to us.
Will actually fucked one of them in an alley outside the party.
We were like, what the hell? What are we missing here?
Remember in your 20s when you didn't care where it was you fucked? I wouldn't fuck in an alley now. There's no fucking way. But back then, fuck yes. Fuck yeah, I'll fuck you in this pile of garbage. I fucked a girl in a pile of dirty-ass fucking filthy curtains. We were helping somebody move, and we had pulled their curtains out of storage, and they were all laying on the floor in front of the window. And she decided she wanted to fuck, and I decided, well, I ain't gonna miss out on this. So we just kind of rolled up in we were covered in like dirt, dust marks and shit from the filthy ass curtains afterwards. That's your 20s. And guess what, kids? That's disgusting. I wouldn't do that now. I used to lick a lot of ass back in the day. I'd perform a little analingus on a chick. Now, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me?
That's when you lose your sense of taste, and you could do that all day. Who cares?
No, because that can still. Just because you've lost your sense of taste doesn't mean your immune system is suddenly truly immune.
Well.
Yeah, you get that stray little piece of scat that's got some fucking.
All right.
All right, yeah.
All right.
You got to do that right after a shower.
Or in a dirty pile of fucking curtains.
Both. Just if you want to do anything like that, you take a shower first.
Yeah, hey kids, we're gonna break the fourth wall here and explain something to you. You're watching all this fucking porn where there's butt stuff. Those girls, their assholes are bleached. Google it, and they do take a shower and normally an enema.
Yeah.
So there's no poop on the guy's dick when he pulls it out every once in a while. That's why it's also clean.
Yeah, try doing that without an enema. See what happens.
Yeah.
Try doing that like during some morning sex after a night of drinking.
Pick up a girl at a restaurant and see how clean that shit is.
Yeah.
Go out and
literally.
Yeah.
And then try and have her blow you afterwards. See how that goes.
Yeah. And I don't want anybody licking my ass. Period. No. That's a deal breaker. I wouldn't fuck you if you were like, hey, baby, and you were hot as fuck, but you had that voice. That's all, I might be a little worried right there, but, hey, baby, let's go fuck. I'll lick your ass. That's a deal breaker. You had me at let's go fuck, and then you're like, I'll lick your ass. I'm like, no.
It's not necessary. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to feel like I have to wipe then the whole time we're fucking, and I'm not going to be able to do shit.
Yeah.
Just focusing on not farting for the next hour.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And because we've gone this far, I'm gonna take the class up a level. All right. Have either of you ever farted during oral while receiving oral?
Yes.
Yeah. I have to.
Yeah.
Jay.
I have not.
No.
No.
Bravo. Well fucking done, man.
I think that just means I haven't gotten enough oral in my life.
Well, there's no
taking
such.
enough chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a drought with the oral.
Back when I was a kid, we used to just pull up next to somebody and we'd whip our dicks out and just smack them in the face with it. And they'd be like, ooh, who are you?
I think you could do that now, actually.
Oh, no. I'm fat now. I couldn't slap anybody in the face with my dick.
I didn't mean you. I meant like a person in general. Like you could just walk up to somebody and be like, hey, let's fuck. And, okay.
Well, there's an app for that now. It's called Tinder.
Oh,
You don't even...
No, it doesn't. It was like that back then for everybody else but me. Everybody else could walk up and be like, let's fucking woo. But yeah, no.
It was actually much easier to get laid in college than we thought it was. But we were just like trying the
We made it as
wrong
absolute
way.
difficult as possible.
Yeah.
Everyone I know got laid except us.
We were like, instead of like trying to get laid, we're like, nah, we're not trying to get laid. Fuck you. And then they're like, well, we're not going to fuck you then. And we're like, why can't we get fucking laid? What's going on?
I'm just
here?
pushing the guy around
drove
in a
by
shopping cart up and down the street, and we're not getting laid. What's happening?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah. So, more questions? We're almost at the end. Rosero writes, is Jay going to order more Brink of Sanity shirts? No, Jay is not, because I still have shirts from 5 years ago. I'm wearing one. They look great.
What blend is that, or is that 100% cotton? Is that a blend?
Yeah, no, it's 100% cotton.
Is it?
Good
So
quality
it
shit.
whips.
$9, shipping included. BrinkofSanityShow.com.
That could, folks, you don't know what you're missing for $9.
What if you pick it up in person? Is it $7?
No, I don't want any of these people coming to my house.
Oh, okay.
Lord, no.
You're lucky I haven't launched the website yet.
After what you guys said about Ralph, I don't want him coming to my house. Now he's going to murder me.
That's true.
Ralph, come murder me. I'm the one that started talking shit, Ralph. All right. Guess where I live?
Ralph,
Live out in the middle of
I have nowhere to live, Ralph, so you could come take care of me. I don't care.
Rosera writes, I saw my ex-girlfriend who broke up with me in high school. She is a 23-year-old single mother now. First question, is it yours? Who still lives with her mom and has no college education. Am I evil for feeling good about it? Have you guys ever caught up with exes who cheated on you or dumped them? Or dumped you? So have you guys...
Why do I think you're looking at me, Jay?
I kind of am, yeah.
I have not talked to... the last ex I talked to was Lauren, and that was like many years ago.
Oh, okay. That was the ex that was actually not a cunt.
Yeah. She had a party. The last time I talked to her, God, it was probably like 10 years ago. She had a party at her house, and I went to see her.
Oh, wow.
And it was like an hour and a half from my house, and I drove home. I was playing asshole with all these kids, and they're trying to get me to drink. And I'm like, I can't drink. I have to drive an hour and a half home. And they're like, you're a pussy. And I'm like, all right, I'll fucking drink then.
You were like terrible to the nice girlfriend and great to the terrible girlfriend.
I know. I look back on that and like I fucked that up bad.
Just one of probably a
I think
billion
she's
regrets.
engaged now. I think the last time I ever heard from her, she was like engaged or she had a boyfriend or something. But like I looked for her on Facebook and I couldn't find her. So, but I know the cunty one is married and I think she actually lives in New York now. So beware.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, which one? Which one does the cunty one?
Catherine. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, God.
I've yet to meet anybody named Catherine that is not a cunt. And if you're out there and your name's Catherine and you're not, prove me wrong.
Yeah, seriously.
Not a cunt.
I'm trying to think of somebody who wasn't. Yeah, I don't think I have either.
Catherine the Great was a cunt. Mm-hmm. She fucked horses. Google it, people. Catherine.
And I know my first girlfriend before all of them that from home is married and has 2 kids and lives somewhere around here, but I've not run into her.
Rosera writes, what was Mark's reaction when Jay told him he was getting Brink shirts done? I think I got them done before Mark was ever on the show. So I guess what was Bry's reaction?
I don't know.
You probably said, Jay, you're fucking stupid. We have 20 listeners who ordered 24 shirts.
Yeah.
Of which you still have 8. And it's 5 years later.
My reaction was you probably didn't make one big enough for me to wear because I'm so fat.
I don't think you were as fat when we started. We started the show 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think you were that fat then.
Yeah. No, I'm really fat now.
I haven't seen you in like 6 years.
I know. I'm really fat now.
I think you're lying because you don't have a fat boy.
I don't even care that I'm fat anymore. That's the
you got
I went
so
to the
fat
doctor,
you just accepted it.
I went to my doctor and she was like, you are probably going to get diabetes. You should probably lose like 30 or 40 pounds. And I gained 10 instead of doing that.
So like challenge accepted.
I was like, I'm just going to eat myself to death. I was like in a depression. I'm just going to eat myself to death. And like one of these days I'm going to snap out of it and it's going to be too late. And I'm going to be like, oh, fuck. And then it's just going to go downhill again.
I caught up with an ex who kind of cheated on me. And she had gained about 30 pounds. And I said, awesome. I love when exes get really fat.
Yeah.
I see. I would like to contribute, but I'm not allowed within 100 yards of any of my exes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Plus, I've been married to the same woman for like almost 25 years. So running into them. The one time we did run into one, my wife and I ran into an ex at Kmart near the garden section. And I sat there and I thought I had recognized her because I hadn't seen her in years. And I said her name and everything. And she's like, oh, I thought that was you, but you look different, because now I'm bald and fucking fat as opposed to what I looked like back then, which was slightly better. And we sat there and just talked for a couple minutes, and then she went on her way and everything. And the first thing out of my wife's mouth was, "Thanks for introducing me."
Like,
I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, that was totally unintentional. I would have introduced you because I would have wanted this ex of mine to know that I'm fucking you now. I'm not fucking her anymore. I'm fucking you.
Upgraded.
And I'm happy to. That's why we're in the garden section at fucking Kmart together, because I love fucking you so much and not her anymore. Been married to the same woman for 25 years. She's a lovely woman. She takes care of our chat room too. Randomass Blonde, Janet. We love you, Janet.
Well, then we probably shouldn't address Rosero's next question. It was to Mark, but he's not here. Does Mark get bored of being with the same woman? I mean, be honest. So, we'll just.
He's married. He's not with any woman, is he?
Rosero writes, "What would Mark and Jay do if during the meetup someone gets violent? We're having a meetup for our Knicks podcast next weekend, and that's actually my biggest fear, that one of you fucking psychos is going to stab us."
Why would you let that into your home?
No,
my
no.
Lord.
We're doing a meetup at a bar.
Oh, you're doing one of those?
Yeah, it's in a public place. I'm not having these people in my house. Are you kidding
Just
me?
go strapped. Just go strapped. You'll be all right.
You should have had the meetup like at a Nick game. That way they have to go through a metal detector.
Yeah, the prices went up so much. We're doing it for a Knicks game at a sports bar.
What about a Nets game? Can you get it? Are the tickets cheap for them?
Oh yeah, you could go to a Nets game for like $10, but who wants to do that?
Oh.
I mean, it would be too hard because then we'd have to get all seats together, or be kind of weird. Anyway, Andrew writes, "Which female superhero does Jay have a crush on, and which Mets player does Mark secretly love?" I guess I didn't announce that.
Mark probably loves DeGrom.
Not Cologne?
Mm-mm. I think I bet he has a thing for the hair.
Oh yeah, don't they have two guys with long hair?
They have a couple guys, yeah.
I would say either Psylocke or Magma. There you go. Andrew writes, "Can we get a live stream of the meetup? I have no idea how to do that, so probably not."
You'd have to do that like at your house. You're not doing that at your house.
Yeah. Steven writes, "Why won't Bri add me on Facebook?"
I don't know. Because I don't know you.
Because you're being creepy, Steve. What the fuck, you clingy bitch? Maybe he had shit to do and he hasn't checked his shit.
No,
Yeah,
Bri's
maybe.
checked it.
Fuck, Steve.
He's actively annoying Steven.
Because I don't know him. I don't need him accessing my private information. And
Yeah.
But you're one of his favorite co-hosts.
I'm the only co-host.
Stay away from Steve, Bri. He sounds like bad news. It's kind of creepy. And believe me, like I said, I can't come within 100 yards of any of my exes, so I know where this guy's coming from right now at you.
Trust me, I know creepy.
Yeah.
Takes one to know one.
Steven also
Exactly.
writes, "Add me on Facebook, Bri. Stop being such a fucking hater."
One of these days, I'll surprise you.
Why are video games hated on by the general public?
Because
Really?
they're gay.
Yeah. That's why they're a multi-billion-dollar industry, is because they're hated on.
Because they're gay and they're for nerds.
For gay nerds.
Girds.
Nerds. Hey, that's a new demographic.
That's a punk band.
Girds.
Yes. I'm not going anywhere with it, just girds.
Okay, girds.
Yes, fair enough.
Should be called jerds.
Jerds?
Soft G. Soft G. Jerds.
Okay.
sounds
G.
more.
That's about it for questions.
That's it.
That's the best anybody could come up with. That's fucking horrible. God, nobody even tried. We're going to see aliens in our lifetime? I don't know, but that's brilliant. I couldn't even talk for 20 minutes because that fucked my head up so much. I've never thought of that or heard that fucking question. God damn it.
Favorite metal band?
Huh?
Favorite metal band?
Favorite metal band? Ooh.
Bri listens probably the most metal out of all of us.
I don't. I mean, I would. It's Tool metal. If Tool's metal, then Tool's my favorite band. So.
Yeah, I would say Tool's metal.
Is Tool metal? I see. If I think metal, I think like classic. Well, I don't know. Tools.
Like, what else would they be, though?
I'm a huge Tool fan, but I don't know if I consider that metal or not.
Yeah, I mean,
what would they be, though?
I don't know. That's what makes Tool so cool. Yeah, Tool is uncategorizable. You can't really pin them down. That's why I like to listen to them. They're random. Tool is fucking random. Listen to their side projects.
See, I have an issue because I want to say Metallica, but they've sucked for about 20 years now. It's kind of like my problem with The Simpsons. Like, the first 10 seasons are amazing, and then they sucked, so do they still count as, like, the best show?
Well, I thought we were talking about of all time, though, and I have to asterisk. If I use Metallica for any kind of list, there is an asterisk, and it is just from their first album into Justice for All.
You don't even count the Black Album, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple songs on there that have kind of grown on me that aren't bad, but really, no. Justice was like the end of Metallica, really.
Wow, no, I would definitely include the Black Album. I would even include a couple songs from Load.
Oh my! See, you kids, you goddamn kids.
I go back and I listen to Metallica, and I'm just like, why did I even like them? And I get the same feeling when I listen to Rage Against the Machine now. Like my 21-year-old self just died a little because I just said, like, I listened to Rage Against the Machine, and I'm like, what the fuck was the big deal?
Yeah, no, I agree with that, but I could still listen to Master of Puppets and like that.
Hey, you went and saw.
I don't have any of those, so maybe that's why. What?
Does Primus still put on a good show? Because the last time I saw Primus
is awesome.
When they came out with Pork Soda during, I think it was the second or the third Lollapalooza.
That's a long fucking time ago. Primus is awesome.
That's what I'm saying. So I've seen Primus. They still put on a good show because I would have loved to have seen them when they were forever touring around with God damn it. Oh my Christ! They do. Rush when they were touring around with Rush.
They toured with Rush.
Wow,
yes, they toured with Rush for a long time.
I would have loved to have seen that.
I've seen Primus like 10 times now, and actually, they just came out earlier. Was it last year or earlier this year? They came out with the Willy Wonka like redid thing, and they did like a whole show with that. It was really cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that all over the internets, and I would have liked to have checked that out myself.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was a little like, I'm like, man, I don't know what this is going to be like, but it was really neat.
But now, here you go. They're not metal, but they've been featured on metal shows. I mean, have a metal classic.
They're metal, they're jam, they're funk. Like I have satellite radio, and when I think of Primus, I try to list all the channels they're on. They're on the metal channel. They're on the jam channel. They're on the fucking like 90s channel. They're on the they're on like a million channels. I went to see him a couple months ago, and somebody I was at work, and I'm gonna go to a concert tonight. Go to see Primus, and they're like, who's Primus? And I'm like,
they suck.
yeah. I'm like, they suck. I'm like, they sing the South Park song. Maybe you might know that. You know.
You know what? If you have to say that to somebody, just don't even say it. Just
like,
be like
that was the closest thing I could think of to be like the only thing you might know by them is that they do this. You know, they did the South Park song.
You just look them in the eye and you say, if you have to ask, you're never gonna know.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, they're metal, they're jam, they're funk, they're a little of everything, and it's amazing.
Did you? There was a little. And nobody knows what you're talking about.
There was a little VH1 or some sort of documentary about the death of Cliff Burton and all the tryouts and shit that went on.
He was going to be,
Yeah, Les Claypool. They were talking about Les Claypool came in and tried out, and they were like, yeah, he was so far and fucking beyond everything that we were doing. We were like, yeah, no.
Speaking of that, and actually getting back on topic, there was a VH1 or VH1 Classic or whatever documentary. It's like a 5-part thing. It was out a couple of years ago called Metallution or Metal Evolution or something like that. And if you catch that, it's really good. It's like 4 or 5 parts, and each hour is about like a different, like one is about thrash and one is about like death metal and whatever. And it's really interesting because it introduces you to a lot of bands you probably never heard of.
Are we counting Led Zeppelin?
That's hard rock.
I mean,
that's classic rock.
Sabbath, I know, but
metal. At the time,
Sabbath is still metal. Sabbath would be in like my top 5. I consider them original metal.
Did any of you guys see that show I'm talking about or no?
I've seen it a couple times, or various incarnations and shit like that.
Yeah. It was interesting because, they go through some bands that you never really, who influenced who and, some of the newer bands and stuff like that.
Has there been anybody that's really caught your eye among this new wave of metal?
There's a band that I listen to that I really want to see, but they never tour in America called Meshuggah. They're from Sweden.
Yes. My boys are into all that, and I've heard that.
Yeah, I love their sound, but they're never around, and it pisses me off because when they do come, they don't ever play anywhere near where I am. So, I guess they're very technical. Like I played drums in school, so I know a little bit about music. But just like when I listen to people talk about some of these, like Tool and Meshuggah and a couple other bands, they talk about like crazy time signatures and the way they play and
math rock.
Yeah, math rock goes right over my head. But I mean, I understand the concept, but I don't understand, all of it.
Oh no, it's so what? It sounds good, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's ever seen. They did a skit on The State, show that used to be on MTV.
Love The State. Oh, we know The State.
Yeah, we're big State
fans.
fans.
Yeah, they did the whole build up about what is art. And they had this panel of 8 people, and they're like, tonight we're discussing what is art. And they spend like 20 minutes going through each person and their pedigree and why they should be on that panel. And then they're like, okay, and we begin tonight. What is art? And the first guy goes, oh, you mean like pictures and shit? And he's like, that's exactly it. And then it was done. It was beautiful, and to me, that's what is metal.
Yeah. Actually, Jay, Pussifer, the band we were talking about earlier, Maynard's other project. You know where it got its start? It was a like 2-second sketch on Mr. Show.
Was it?
Yeah.
What was the name?
Yeah, no, it was actually Maynard and some other guy did it was like one part of one sketch.
Maynard was on Mr. Show?
Yeah, like one. I think it was. I don't know this for sure, but I think it's the one. Remember the one where I think it was Dave Cross, where he was like the little kid at the concert and he got burned and then he's in the hospital and he looked like Gumby and it was just his head.
Yeah.
I think it was that sketch. Right after they did a metal where they sang about the kid or something like that, and it's Maynard. I think that's the one. It was Maynard and somebody else, and it was called Pussifer. And he even says to this day that's where it got started when they were on Mr. Show.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was Brian Posehn singing. Maybe they played the instruments.
Maybe, yeah. Or it could be something else. But I know he definitely says they started on a Mr. Show sketch, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Brian Posehn's in Pussifer?
No.
Oh,
he was in that sketch
pay
though.
attention.
Could have been also. It's insane that guy's taint. That skit that was about a heavy metal band too.
Yeah. What? Oh yeah. Is that the one where they're suck that one?
Yeah.
Is that the one where they're doing all the gay shit? And they're I'm not fucking gay. Yo, suck this shit.
Yeah. How excited are you for new Mr. Show next week?
Oh, Maynard laid the vocals for original song called Ass Kicking Fat Kid, Mr. Show. Oh no, that was the movie. I got to get myself Netflix so that I can watch that shit.
I'm literally going to get the free 30-day trial just for the Mr. Show. Anyway.
Are you worried about being disappointed?
There's no way I'm going to be disappointed.
Oh, you've set yourself up right there.
Nope. I've never felt more confident. That's never backfired before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Age and time does stuff to people. It's not Bob anymore. It's Saul.
No, it's not. That show sucked.
It's Saul.
That show sucked. Anyway, do you guys got anything else? I'm out of stuff.
Even if it does suck, I'd still rather take a chance watching that shit than some other shit.
Yeah.
Season 4 of Tim Allen's Friday night sitcom.
Yeah.
Last Man Standing.
Oh, here it is. I think it's a Ronnie Dobbs song.
Oh, okay.
Here, are you in the chat, Jay? I'll send you the link. Post the link.
Yeah. I love when we do these live rooms because everyone just comments about my looks. First start off like,
Your what?
My looks. First start off
Is
like,
Jay still watching the Muppets? I love the new Muppet Show.
yeah, no, I think it's really good.
That's another thing too. Like, I'd rather watch that than like fucking Tim Allen's fucking Friday night shit. Because at least, first of all, I love the fact that they hate Miss Piggy on the show.
Yeah, I've always hated Miss Piggy.
And the best part in the first episode, you're not far enough in there yet, Jay. But the father, Miss Piggy, when Fozzie was dating that girl, her father was this dude who's on Justified, and he was awesome on Justified.
He
and
made
he's,
his first
completely
appearance in the last episode I watched.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm getting to his storyline. He like showed up in the woman's house and then disappeared.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's awesome. He's just so, he's just hard to explain, but he's just an awesome character. But he was on that Muppet. I was like, holy shit, it's fucking Win Duffy. So that made me want to watch it too. Of course, he hasn't been on since, but.
All right. I think we're fading here.
Are we fading?
I think we're fading, yeah.
As we fade,
I just need another beer and then I'll be back to normal.
can I leave everybody with something?
Yeah.
I wanted to share this, and this is a real life experience. This actually happened during the last 10 days where I worked. I can't pin down a particular day because they all bleed together. And I very seldom talk about my job because that's why I do this, is to get away. But we have a shipping area. And, of course, we have a room full of unfolded flat boxes stored on pallets that we, of course, fold and staple together and put things in to ship them out. Somebody on one of the second or third shifts went into the box room and took a shit on the boxes and then turned around and you could of course see the shadow and everything and still kind of damn pissed on it. Or maybe they pissed first and then leaned back and they're pissed, but I'm thinking they probably took a shit and then turned around and peed.
No, you can't shit without peeing.
No, you can't.
You can pee without
I don't think
shitting,
you
but
can.
you can't shit without peeing.
I think only dogs can pee without shitting.
I beg to differ, really?
I guarantee you've
I
never
have the most messed up guts in the world, and
I could take a 3-minute piss right now and then go sit on the toilet and I'll piss forever.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not taking a shit.
It's literally impossible to shit without peeing. You just haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Do it. Next time you have to take shit, try not pee. Won't happen.
Yeah.
No, I spend a great deal of time. I'm in my 40s. That's where I spend all my time is in the bathroom. I don't. I understand. I've sat down. I've taken a shit and then been sitting there waiting for the remnants, the aftershocks, and been like, oh, whoa, I gotta pee.
Yeah,
I better check where my dick placement is so I don't pee between the fucking seat and the actual toilet proper and fucking piss on my pants.
Let's get back to the issue. What kind of animals do you work with where somebody's taking a shit on boxes?
Well, that's the thing. It's I've always made a rule I don't talk about where I work very specifically. But it's a welding shop. Let's just say that. It's just a big welding shop. We make fucking seed and feed bins there.
Oh, that's all you had to say. Then it's
so, but and when I was told about it, it was the shipping guy. I happened to be walking through, and he's like, "This is going to blow your mind. You got to see this." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Somebody shit on the boxes," and I'm like, "Oh, are you sure it's not just coon shit or something?" Because the building we work in.
Hey, why pick on them? Jeez, they can't use the toilet too.
No, we've had where I work. There's been a horrible stench during the summer, and it's a dead raccoon up in the fucking ceiling.
Oh, raccoons!
The area will stink for fucking 3 weeks, and yeah. So I'm like, are you sure it's not coon shit? Because I've seen coon shit on the building. I've seen it outside and stuff we store. He's like, no, it's people shit. And this other guy out of nowhere goes, oh, no, that's just somebody had some was there a pudding container next to that? Somebody had some pudding back there and looked like they squirted it out. And I'm like, what the By this time, I'm laughing because it's funny to me. It's scat. And so I'm like, I walk out there expecting to see like some coon shit, and this guy's overreacting. I got out there and I'm like, no, somebody physically went to some real trouble to like lean back and squat down and take a big people shit right there. And go back to your original point, what kind of animals do that? I don't know. Because I was sitting there laughing, and the guy told me, he's like, that's not funny. And I said, yes, it is. It's disgusting. And it's not right. It's fucking filthy, but it is funny. we're standing here looking at some other guy's poop in a dirty fucking box room and debating it right now.
I think it is kind of amusing.
Yeah. And it was a big people shit. And like I said, that's when I pointed out, I'm like, oh, he peed here too, it looks like. And at that time, he hadn't noticed that either, and then proceeded to kind of flip out. And then there was like a bunch of arguing and fighting over whose department it was and whose problem it was to clean that up. And after much debate, the boxes that had been urinated and shat upon had to be burned.
Yeah, I would say so.
Not burn them.
I would hope so.
So it was probably a coworker? Or was it like a road bomb?
It was a coworker. After this, then there was all sorts of shit stories that come up, like, oh yeah, like where we go out back and smoke cigarettes and everything. Somebody's taken a shit out there a few times in one of the buckets. They turn buckets upside down and fucking sit in them, and they've gone out there and there's been human poops in that. That's where I work, kids. That's why I do this shit. That's why I ruin my health with alcohol that I don't even like the taste of, just to do these shows. Because I work in a place where people just will stop and just kind of take a shit wherever they want.
They're like, well, what am I going to do? Not shit on this box?
Yeah. I think that would actually be a pretty viable option.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's better than...
I think maybe I'm not 2 years old and I can hold it until somebody's done in the bathroom and I can use it.
I don't think this was an emergency issue.
No, it was... I'm pretty sure it was pretty defacing. Or maybe somebody, like, whoever's been shitting in the buckets was like, I'm tired of sitting on these buckets outside. I feel so exposed. It was like, boy, that box room, I've always walked by it, getting to these buckets. Maybe that's a good place to go shit. And got in there and like, oh my God, luxury. I'm going to shit on these boxes. I hope somebody does it again. See, I shouldn't say that because this is a real thing where I work. And if it were found out that a person was the box shitter, they would immediately lose their job.
I would hope so.
Yeah, but I kind of hope they strike again. I shouldn't say that, but I kind of hope they do.
What would you do if you walked in while the person was in the process of doing that?
I thought about that. I'd probably just turn around. I'd turn around. I'd probably keep it to myself for all of about 10 minutes, and then I'd start telling everybody, you know what I walked in on.
You could whip out your camera and take a picture and just own that guy for the rest of your life.
True. I can't bring myself to. No. Plus, you're not allowed to have a phone where I work on the premises. You have to keep it in your car in a parking lot. So you don't steal company secrets.
Shit.
Or catch people shitting.
Yeah. Mainly just so you're not texting every 5 minutes instead of fucking working.
That's the negative part of banning cell phones. Now you have a zone where you just shit everywhere.
Yeah. If I walked in, I might even, I don't know. I'd probably just shake my head and be like, you don't have anything better to do right now. But then I'd simply smile. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, that's the shitter. And then I probably wouldn't say anything. I probably wouldn't tell anybody. I probably wouldn't do anything at all. And you see, I'm actually in a management position where I work. I'm a manager. So not only are you being walked in on by a coworker, you're walking in on a boss. Your boss walked in on you shitting like that. And I maybe not say anything. Just every time I fucking walk by him, just make direct eye contact and nothing. Just every time I see him, whenever they're in the same room as I am, I'm locked onto them, just looking at them. Not stern, not mad, not sad, not smiling, just fucking staring.
That's torture.
I know what you did. I know what you did. I saw you squatting like a fucking dog shitting on those boxes, Carl. Fucking Carl, you box shitting son of a bitch.
And I know there was no toilet paper near that box.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they grabbed some on their way out.
I think somebody who plans on a box, shitting on a box, does not premeditate their shits.
I think they do.
I'd be worried if they did. Yeah.
That's the mark of a psychopath if they're premeditating their shitting on a box.
Or maybe they're just maybe they just like being clean. I mean, I could be a box shitter. I can see that as a form of avant-garde art, but I would always carry toilet paper with me or some napkins or something.
Handy wipes.
I wouldn't just finger it. Ugh.
Yeah, you definitely need one of those handy wipes.
I watched a guy shit in a river one time. He walked out into the Illinois River where we live because he had to take a shit, and we were out in the middle of nowhere. Camping and everything, and he's like, I got to shit. And I was like, well, don't do it over here. Do it out in the fucking woods and stuff. And he's like, oh, no. And he just walked in the river, and he fucking took his pants off and took a shit. and came out. And I'm like, how did you wipe? And he's like, I used my hand. And I'm like, dude, fucking seriously? And he's like, it's all right. I'm in the water. I rubbed them together when I was done. And I'm like, you're in the fucking Illinois.
So now both of your hands are full of shit.
Yeah. Probably just gave yourself about 15 different kinds of fucking parasites doing that. What the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with some people? How were you raised? I'm a horrible person, but there's certain things that, I might say things. I'm great at saying things, but doing? No, I'm not just going to shit in some dirty running water and then wipe my hand across my ass and think that's good. That's why I like to think the box shitter, since he hasn't been caught, he's been brilliant enough to elude capture. He probably did clean himself up afterwards.
Bro, it's okay. I just spread the shit all over the rest of my body.
He's not a fecal fiend, per se. He might just think that it's funny that, hey, I pooped there, and now somebody has to clean that up. And there'll probably be an argument over who will have to clean that up.
When I was working at a library, my buddy Will shit in the elevator of that library. Just so that I could tell him the story of what happened afterwards. And you're right, there was an argument about who had to clean up the shit.
That's somebody else's shit. And now you see, I may have, since they're never going to listen to this, and God, if they do, Dusty, I'm sorry. But there's a fella named Dusty who is the safety guy. And when I saw the mess that had been made back there, and the guy had showed me, I was like, he's like, and I'm not cleaning it up. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't have to. That should be Dusty's job. He's safety. Mm-hmm. And Dusty came through the next day, and he likes to come through and he'll talk to people as he walks around. I figured I totally forgot about the whole situation, believe it or not, just interested in other shit and everything. Not other shit that people had shit throughout the plant, just other stuff, stuff. He comes up and he goes, yeah, I'll trade with you. And I'm like, trade what? He's like, I'll do what you're doing. You can go do what I'm doing. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I don't know if you heard, but somebody shit in the box room. And I started laughing. And I was like, oh, yeah. You have to clean that up. He's like, yep. I was like, wow, that really sucks. And then after he left, and we had joshed good-naturedly amongst each other, I realized, oh, fuck, I wonder if maybe that's like they made a big deal about him having to do it because he was safety, because I threw that out there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because you know how he cleaned it up? He went back there with a couple Walmart bags, and it was like he was picking up dog shit. He had a couple Walmart bags, and then he like fucking put another couple around his hand, and reached down and grabbed the poop and threw it in the other couple Walmart bags. Plastic, not paper.
That is, I think if my shit comes into my job in any way, shape, or form, that will be my last day at the job.
Yeah. There's really no reason to stick around.
It's like, well, it's been a good run. See you later, guys.
Well, somebody has to clean the shit up, though.
Somebody, not me.
Somebody.
I don't do shit. I don't do barf.
No barf? You see, barf bothers me more than shit, actually.
I think barf bothers me more than shit, too.
Barf means actual sickness. Shit's shit just most of the time. But barf is like somebody was sick.
You know, I feel like, to me, barf is a worse smell than shit most of the time.
Mm.
Depending on what they ate.
Yeah. Well, this is, we really ended this on a high note.
We ended shit. My two favorite characters from Spaceballs.
There's a shit character?
Just go along with it.
Okay.
The Jabba the Hutt thing looked like poop, right?
Kind of did, yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't in Spaceballs.
Pizza the Hutt.
Pizza the Hutt.
Like shit.
Oh.
You're just mixing up realities now.
I'm drunk. Leave me alone.
You had both of those beers, bro?
I had like four while we were...
Okay.
Whoa. Slow down. Slow down.
John usually has about 20 and is slurring about this time of the show.
Oh, John's old and has high blood pressure now, so he kind of... I don't know. I've had...
Since when? Last week? You were like slurring your ass off last week.
I'm gonna tell a little truth here. I caved on my promise. I always said I don't start drinking until the pre-show, but this is football Sunday, and I've been drinking since about 2:00 this afternoon.
Ah.
But still paced myself. I, as you can tell, speaking with me now, I'm pretty coherent yet.
Yeah.
Every time I cough, though, because I'm an old man with a prostate the size of a fucking 12-ounce beer, I about piss myself.
I don't think your bladder's that small. I think it's the fact that you drink about 17 beers per episode.
It's the only way to get through it. How else do you put up with fucking...
But Jay's no doctor, so...
How do you put up with Ralph and Steve and all of that shit if you don't fucking just get blasted?
Now, I'm no big town doctor.
No fancy city doctor.
No, that's why I drink the beers with like the really high alcohol percentage.
Oh, so you don't have to put as much pressure on your bladder.
Yeah, I don't have to drink 17 beers because I'm drinking like 8.4% beers, and then I drink like 4 and I'm drunk.
Well, I wish when I was just a fledgling fucking alcoholic, I would have thought about what neural pathways I was programming, but I didn't. I was just trying to get drunk. So now that's my favorite path to take.
It's never too late to switch taste in beers.
I got like a half a bottle of vodka in the freezer, but that's Marino's actually. Marino uses that to be Marino because it's Crystal Palace. It's horrid.
Never even heard of that. Is that one of those hangover in a bottle vodkas?
It's $8.99 a fifth.
Yeah, it sounds about right. We had one in Boston called Emerald Spring.
Oh yeah.
It was like $10 for a handle, and you had more than one shot of that, you were fucked for about 3 days.
It was the paint thinner, the paint thinner that wasn't quite strong enough to eat the paint during the allotted time to be a good paint
Vodka
thinner.
gives me bad hangovers lately.
Yeah, me too.
It was the one thing I could always maintain on, actually, was vodka. If you gave me anything other than that, anything brown, and I'm like, okay, I'm cool for a couple hours, and then I'm blackout.
That was before I knew about the Brita filter trick. I told you about that, right?
No, what's that?
You run vodka through a Brita filter, and it makes it like a next step up vodka. So if you get like Emerald Spring and you run it through, it'll turn into like Smirnoff, and then if you run it through again, it'll turn into like Sky vodka. And every time you run it through a Brita, it gets better and better.
They still make Brita filters?
Yeah, I did it. I ran Gordon's vodka through a Brita filter 4 times, and it turned into like the purest vodka. I drank like 6-7 shots and didn't feel a thing the next day.
I suggest people go out and get a Brita filter and start doing that right now.
Yeah. Just buy a $10 bottle of vodka, turn it into a $100 bottle of vodka, and go to town.
Better yet, go buy you a case.
How would you even know what a $100 bottle of vodka tastes like? Have you ever had any?
No.
I think, Jay, I think you should stop now. Because I think what we need to do is all go and invest in some $10 vodka and start making our own $100 bottles and just corner the market on that and not be spending anything. I think, folks, forget everything that you just heard. It's all just a joke. Don't pour vodka through your Brita filters. Don't.
Well, that's what expensive vodka does. Like, I get a Double Cross vodka, and it says on the bottle, like, 4 times filtered. They tell you they filtered it 4 times. And that's what makes it an expensive vodka.
But what kind of filtering system do they use? Do they use a charcoal filter like Brita does? Do they use a bunch of cheesecloth? Do they use a coffee filter? I mean, how do they filter that? How does a Brita filter actually work? I've never understood.
I don't know. That's magic. It's like fucking magnets.
Evidently, it's booze magic.
Yeah.
You can turn a $10 bottle. That's a 1,000% return on your investment, Jay.
I know.
That $10 bottle turn it into $100. Folks, start pouring all kinds of. What if you did it with grain alcohol?
I think that works too. The only ones you can't do it on is alcohol that ages. So you can't do it on a whiskey. Probably can't do it on a rum, but you can do it on vodkas.
Fair enough, kids.
There you go.
Pour booze in your Brita filter. That's Brita with 1 T, correct?
I think so.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Brita filter, kids.
All right.
I mean, if they're going to do it, they need to know. Brita.
I think we're all fading, so I think this is about does it for our Brink of Ass combo show.
Brink of Ass.
I still love that name.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
This is all we actually want, people, but guess what? We have to fucking manufacture it.
That's why we started a podcast. A little applause.
Just don't ever forget that. If there's anything that I can impart, it's hate the listeners. If anybody ever wants to do this, just hate your listeners and understand that they're horrible, horrible people.
Nobody's full of more hate than me, so.
Yeah. Look at how he eats people. He's eating himself into a state.
That's right.
It's become a thing.
I still think that you're skinny because you have a skinny voice, Brian. Yeah.
All right, so we'll be back in like a week.
Woo!
Both of us.
Separately, probably.
Yes. Oh, we're not doing this again for a while. Oh my Christ.
You make it sound like it was a terrible thing.
No, it's no. That's still just a persona that's trying to work its way through the having to pee so bad again because he drinks 17 beers a show. It's trying to agree very succinctly so that I can piss.
All right, are you going to play us out too, or are you just have an intro song?
I will play us out. How's that?
All right.
All right.
Good. I was actually quite impressed with his intro song.
Goodness.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
That was it. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
You just listen to Brink of Ass with John and Brian J. You just listen to Brink of Ass. We hope you enjoyed your stay. Yowza. Yowza.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's
That was impressive.
That's what Brink of Ass will probably be, folks. Anytime you see where we're going to team up, make sure you check it out because, who, buddy?
Yeah, that was some shit.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us for our simulcast.
Yeah. Next time we'll actually prepare people.
I mean, if this is what we can come up with off the top of our head, imagine if we prepared.
We covered a lot of butt stuff tonight. That's what I'm proud of.
Definitely a lot of butt stuff.
Lots and lots of butt stuff.
Maybe next time we meet up, there'll be a lot of front side stuff.
Ooh. All right, there you go, kids. Next week or next time, not next week. Next time.
Next time, you jerks.
Next time, more front stuff.